Morning. Good morning, Fresh Baked. Good rope drop morning to you. We are here on a Wednesday morning. Our last visit to the park before we head to Florida, our last regular park visit, that is. And I thought I'd make it a rope drop morning. And I'm doing this because I try to revisit some strategies that we have done over the course of the years, just to see if it's still, relevant. And today we're going to be rope dropping Rise the Resistance. That's our cue right there, or what's waiting for us on this rope drop morning. It's actually kind of light for, it's what, 7:35 in the morning right now? 7:34. And this is a little bit light than what we might normally find, but we're gonna test that rope drop strategy, whether or not you should or should not rope drop Rise, and just find out exactly how long it takes, both just to get to the attraction, but also to finish it, because that's one of the reasons why I don't recommend Rise the Resistance. Because frankly, it just takes too long just to walk there, to go through the queue and the actual ride. It's a 10-minute ride. I like to do things quickly at rope drop. You want to take advantage of that 2 hours as much as you can, and you do that by, handling rides that don't take forever to process. That's why I love, like Matterhorn. And Space Mountain's actually pretty quick, and save those longer ones like Indiana Jones for the end of the morning if possible. But today we're going to hit this one at 8 a.m. and see how this goes, just to update our strategies on that. Looks like things have intensified just a bit. It's 4 minutes to rope drop, and we are certainly more competitive than we were when we arrived. We're about to get overrun, I think, because I am not a brisk walker compared to rope droppers. I mean, I do walk briskly when I'm going through the park. I'm not a stroller by any means, but I think I'm going to get overrun.
Please walk to your next destination. Thank you, and welcome to Disneyland.
Starting a 5.
I got different directions.
Yeah, I was looking at that. But I don't want to have to. Look at the line so far today. I was like, when you hear chips and then you're like, she needs a finger. I'm like, no, we don't have jerky.
There's I was going to say, those are the Fantasyland rope droppers, but it's not early entry, so we aren't competing with them. These are guys who are trying to take an alternate route. Fascinating. I don't think that worked out for them because they were running and they're still in the middle of this pack. 2 minutes and 33 seconds into our trek to the back of the Rise the Resistance queue. I will take this opportunity to remind you guys again, don't go to New Orleans Square. It may seem like it might be quicker because it's less, you're not have to dealing with all this traffic, but you're coming in from the wrong side of the queue. You're approaching Rise the Resistance at the front of the queue. When you get here, you have to navigate all the way to the back of the queue, which costs you you know, a lot of a lot of minutes, I would say. When we arrive, we're gonna land at the back of the queue.
Hey, come on with me. It's a slow. If they don't get on our team, they're fine.
Now, on most rope drop mornings, this is about where we might start finding the back of the queue. So we're doing okay so far. I have rope dropped it and found the queue right here in this space, the back of the queue.
You can't jump out.
4 minutes, 23 seconds. This is actually pretty good. We did pretty well.
Towards the right, folks. Towards the right.
We still haven't found the back of the queue.
Towards the right, folks. Towards
There it is. It's sort of collecting up there at about the threshold. That's where the crowd seems to be pinching, stopping. That is about as well as you can do. Now here comes the Norton Square guys. Now they have to go back the other direction. They're here, but they're not because you know, they have to find the back of the queue. Unless you tried that maneuver, but that didn't work out.
Hello. Walking as fast as we can.
Oh, it's interesting. Why are they sending us through? Oh, is that? This is new. What is this? This is for standby?
Perfect. Our next scoop, you're going to head down to Ollie, all the way down.
That is fascinating. Okay, I'm the first person to go through the regular direction. They sent the first batch. Oh, that's fascinating. They sent the first batch through the lightning lane queue. That's an excellent way to reduce the amount of time it takes for all those guests to get to the front. It's it's a shortcut for the front of the queue, not for the guests, but for Disney. They're going to save some time. It's going to make this process a little quicker. Wow, that's kind of genius, because you're not going to get lightning lane at 8 a.m. in the morning. You're not going to get paid lightning lane right now. Squirrel, look out, buddy. 6:59, 7 minutes, and now the pressure's on. I am the lead. I'm the lead, so I've got to haul butt through here. People are depending on me to keep the pace up, so let's get moving. No doubt about it, this is the most efficient rope drop I think I've ever done at Rise the Resistance. I have always had to meet with some kind of queue. I wonder if we're going to catch up with the rest of that group that, you know, went through the lightning lane.
No recording or transmission is permitted during mission briefings. Failure to comply may result in loss of rank or time in locker.
Doing pretty well. We left most of the rope droppers in our dust, most of them. Wow, this is fascinating. just 8 minutes and 34 seconds to get to, well, it'll be 9 minutes when we get to the raid room. There's been no resistance, and this is exactly why they did what they did, so that we can meet them here and not slow everybody down. But we'll see. We're probably gonna beat the back. We're gonna beat the back of that group. Got it. The last guest that we saw get into the lightning lane queue there, that's these guys here. But I would bet that we're probably ahead of at least some of those guests. Fascinating. So they're going to send all of them, it looks like. We beat them here, but they're still going to send them because they're bringing through what was left in there. Or maybe not. Okay, so they've stopped that group. We'll see if they bring us in or if they bring the next around the corner. I can't tell. I can't see around the corner yet. By the way, I could stop this clock. We are at 10 minutes at this point, 10 and a half minutes, but we'll stop that clock now because we're basically here. And that is definitely the fastest that I've ever gotten to this point at a rope drop, absolutely. Keep the camera rolling. But it looks like if they haven't brought, yeah, they're bringing in the rest. Okay. So even though we beat these guys to the queue, they're going to bring in probably whatever's left of that lightning lane group because they were ahead of us, so it makes sense. So in the end, it's kind of the same. It's kind of no different. I guess it gets people in the queue faster. What? In here? Okay. Yeah, and it's empty. That is completely empty. They processed all of those guests that were in the lightning lane queue. But what it does do is get those people to the raid room faster by about, what was that, maybe 4 minutes? They get everybody in here 4 minutes sooner. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it's not a big deal, but it's still a savings. Let's go to Rise.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep?
Just got us to the rendezvous point on Bakara.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Stand clear. Deck doors opening now.
Hurry, all recruits transport. No need for safety gear, it'll be a smooth ride.
I'm getting a high reading on the fuel pressure line. That's better. Check the binary motivator. I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Bakara.
Company, first order TIE fighters. Reroute! True Blue 5, we got a clear path so transport can make the jump. We lost Blue 5. I'm gonna try to drive them away.
Copy that. Get us clear so we can make the jump.
Be ready, you won't have much time.
This ship is under the command of the First Order. Get out, now.
Proceed to your eyes for interrogation.
We will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay.
You're not authorized. Wait, those are the prisoners. No, not up. I said down. Personnel to that station.
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
Resistance. I need eyes on Beck. I know. Scan for his pod beacon.
Now here's the thing. That went spectacularly well. That is as well as I have ever done a rope drop at Rise of the Resistance. It was a smashing success. We had no wait, just our only wait was at the Ray room, and that was it. Otherwise we walked briskly to the front of the queue. We had nobody in front of us in standby, and we got to the ride as quickly as possible. That took still 28 minutes, and now we're on the ass end of the park and we're not close to anything, and that is the reason why I don't recommend rope dropping Rise, because now we're here. Where do we go at this point? Tiana's, Haunted Mansion, those you don't really need the rope drop. Well, Tiana's maybe, but it's usually too cold in the morning. People don't want to ride that. It's a pretty gettable attraction at 9 a.m. even. Same thing for Haunted Mansion. I'm on the other end of the other attractions that I would want to be doing in the morning. Having said that, I might need to amend my strategy of doing this at 9 a.m. because here's a queue at 8:30 and it's getting into section 4. And anytime you see section 4 back there, the back end of this, that's usually a no-go for me. So there's a very healthy standby queue having developed here already at 8:30 in the morning. Not my ideal. You can still see a heavy stream of guests coming in here from the rest of the park. I'm gonna go do a drive-by real quick and see what the posted wait time is, but I'm gonna guess they've got this at least 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Oh, they're calling it 30. Wow. Well, you know what that is? It's because there's no lightning lane. So even though it's deep, and it's probably not 30 either, by the way, because it took us, when did we get here? We got to the front of this queue. It took us 10 minutes to get through everything, I think. It's gonna take them probably 20, 25 minutes at least to get to the Ray room, I'm thinking. All these guests here. We walked straight through. From the rope, it took us 13 minutes to get to the Ray room from the rope, and it took us about maybe 5 or 6 minutes to walk from the threshold into the Ray room. So just the pure footsteps alone takes 6 minutes, almost 6 minutes to get to that room. So you're chewing up a lot of time while you're doing this, even at the optimal possibility. And again, as I mentioned, we are now stuck at the back end of the park, and our best options are Tiana's and Haunted Mansion. And I'm not sure that I want to be doing those right now. If we want to do something big like Indiana Jones, it's another healthy walk. As a matter of fact, I think that's where we are going to go at 8:34. I want to see what that Indiana Jones queue looks like right now. Looks like, see you guys. It looks like we're gonna have a nice, leisurely, unobstructed walk to Indiana Jones. I've actually just had a few more thoughts though on this topic. My 9 a.m. strategy still applies for Rise of the Resistance if you aren't able to do it as efficiently as I just did, in the sense that if you don't rope drop the rope drop. I arrived here at just prior at 7:25. I probably could have been here at 7:20, but I had some hiccups along the way in getting in here. But if you can rope drop the rope drop, you can be near the front of that queue, of that crowd at rope drop for Rise. If you're near the front of that, you're in pretty good shape. But if you get here at 8:40 or 7:45 or close to 8, if you're here at the rope drop, it's over. You're gonna hit 30 minutes there. Even if you rope drop it at 8 a.m., but you're at the back of the rope drop crowd on Main Street at Town Square, at the hub, you're gonna wait 30 minutes. So at this point, you might as well go to Haunted Mansion, Space Mountain or something else instead, because you're not gonna win. And that's why I say 9 a.m. Rope dropping Rise, morning. Rope dropping Rise is only for those guests who are prepared, ready, and willing to rope drop the rope drop. Be at the rope, be at Town Square before 7:30 if you can. Arriving at Indiana Jones at 8:38. Posted 20 minutes. Let's see. So far, so oh, that looks nice. Oh, this is good. We're probably too early even. Although I think if you're going to choose, I mean, this is still better than maybe trying to do Haunted Mansion or Tiana's, because both of those are attractions that take a while. Both of those are 15-minute attractions probably. Tiana's and Haunted Mansion, they have long queues, cavernous queues that you have to walk through. It takes you a while to get there. There's a pre-show at the Haunted Mansion, then it's like a 7 or 8, I don't even know how long it is, like 7 or 8 minutes, I think. Tiana's is 5 minutes, right? So they chew up a lot of time. Indiana Jones is going to take up a lot of time too. This is a very long cavernous queue that takes a while to get through the whole thing. But I feel like doing Indiana Jones first eliminates the possibility that we're too late, whereas I don't think we're going to have any difficulty riding Haunted Mansion or Tiana's after Indiana Jones. I think we're still going to get walk-on type crowds. As a matter of fact, I might even consider Space Mountain at this point. Well, I mean, I'm going to take a look at the tip board now. And there you go. Space Mountain is at 25 minutes right now, which is good for Space Mountain, definitely. But you've missed the possibility of getting it done quicker than that. I think I might do it though, just for science's sake. I want to know what it's like to rope drop, or I mean not rope drop, but hit Space Mountain at, let's say 9 a.m. instead of rope drop. But let's stick to where we are now, Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Will he solve the riddle of the lost tourists? When and if he does, I on the globe will be there.
Welcome, my friends, to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. I, Sala, shall now give you counsel to safeguard your miraculous journey. Now, my friend, one final word.
And that is 8:51 to our ride vehicle, so I think 13 minutes. I think we got in this queue at 8:38, 13 minutes.
Treasure of Mara, glittering gold, it is yours.
We've got a problem here. Up to the left.
I don't know if that comes through the video or not, but they really dialed that one up. That was at 11 for sure. That's probably the most violent trip I've had through Indiana Jones in some time. And it is now 8:58 as we make our way out, and I think we are going to try and hit Space Mountain next, just to, you know, for science. And it looks like that was a wise decision, by the way. It's been 20 minutes since we arrived at the, get down there camera, there we go, and the queue is filled up. So getting at Indiana Jones at 9 a.m. is probably not ideal. I think I've done it before. I think I've done a 9 a.m. arrival and it worked out. I often say at rope drop, every minute counts. Every minute counts. So that queue can change dramatically in just 5 or 10 minutes. So, you know, where you land, it makes a big difference, or when you arrive. And that's another reason why I'm not so crazy about Rise of Resistance. We just did that ultimately. We got lucky that we chose Indiana Jones second, but if let's say we had tried to do Haunted Mansion first, because it was on the way, or Tiana's because it was on the way, Indiana Jones, no go, right? Oh, we're getting here at 9:05 and it's still posted at 25 minutes. That's encouraging. Now, as a rope drop strategy, I do not recommend getting to Space Mountain at 9 a.m. as part of a rope drop strategy, as a part of an 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. strategy. If you're here at 8 a.m. and Space Mountain is on your agenda, you definitely do that first. You do that before Rise, you do that before Indy. Definitely do that first. If you want to do Rise second or Indy second after that point, that's probably up to you. But I really don't like, or I really like Space Mountain rope drop. But if you're just arriving at the park at 9 a.m., like right now, if you're just now getting here, still do Space Mountain first. This is fine. You're not going to get a better deal than we're about to get at 9 a.m. You're not going to get a better deal at 10, 11, 12, 2, 4, 8, whatever. Generally speaking, no matter when you get here, space first is probably your best strategy if you're trying to do if it's on your schedule. But the earlier you can get here, the better. Absolutely. I mean, common sense. We're definitely going to be section 1 up there in the extended interior queue. That looks a little sticky right there. People do, by the way, use Lightning Lane right at 8 a.m. They do that here. I see that every time I rope drop Space Mountain, I see people jumping into the Lightning Lane queue from 8 a.m. on. It happens right away. So you do get backups here in standby. And here we go. We do have a bit of a wait in here. We're at 2 minutes. I started the clock already. We have 2 minutes to get to this point. And if my previous recall, I'm trying to recall, I want to say maybe 10 minutes to do that section right there alone. And it's probably going to be maybe 3 or 4 minutes to do this. So we should be out the door at about maybe 15, 16 minutes. Not quite to the door, but almost. And it's 15 minutes total, 12 minutes to get to this spot. It took us 12 minutes to process this extended 1 section. Not from the door, but just to get to the part where this section begins. Just about, well, actually it's going to be probably 12 and a half minutes by the time we get out the door. Okay. Well, that was kind of hilarious, actually. Brutal is probably a better word. I said, anyway, I stood at that door. I'm just now exiting the door for 4 minutes. I stood at that door for 4 minutes after I said that. Didn't move. It is now 9:26. So that took us, hit the lap. That took us 17 minutes to, 17 minutes to get out the door, 21 minutes total. Wow, this is not going very well at all. So just under 5 minutes to get to the interior, hitting the lap, 25 minutes total. We're behind schedule. I think it was posted at 25, right? It was posted at 25. I say we've got another 7 minutes in these halls, in the ramps, and then another 5 to the vehicles. So I'm going to guess 37 minutes, and that's if things go well. This is a point, though, where we often get stuck with Lightning Lane, waiting for Lightning Lane. Another 4 minute stretch without moving. We have been in the same spot for 4.5 minutes. We've now been in the queue for 30. All right. Well, at least we were in the next rotation, so that's 31, 33, 6 minutes to get through that hall on our way to the vehicle. And it looks like I was the last one to get in because I'm a single. If I hadn't been a single, they would have stopped me there. So those guests in that hall, if they weren't as lucky as I, we'll probably have to wait another 4 or 5 minutes before they get down here. And they'll process, I don't know, 50, 60 lightning lane guests in that time, I guess. If there are, you know, they could. It could. All this right here, that's all lightning lane. I would bet that that's probably 40 or 50 guests at least, right? Okay, so here we are. It is, let's see, 9:40, 34 minutes, well, we'll call it 36 to get to our vehicle. So not a complete and total loss. It looked like it could have gone much worse than it did. We were at 25 minutes at the door almost, we're right, 25 minutes at the door to the extended queue. But we got lucky that we mixed in easily at the very back of that lightning lane standby mix, and it was actually a very easy walk to this point. We saved our trip a little bit, and it is now, let's see, 9:41. When we're done here, we'll have time for one more attraction. Where should we go? So that's 9:48 a.m. as we find ourselves out here in Tomorrowland again. That was 43 minutes all in. We got to the entrance at 9:05. So that leaves us time for one more attraction. And I think we're gonna head to Runaway Railway for science, because I have actually never done Runaway Railway, I don't think. Maybe Roger Rabbit. I do Runaway Railway all the time. But I want to see how those attractions are. Like, when is it too late to hit Runaway Railway, which is probably never. That's always a go for me. But maybe there is a point to find out when it's too late for Roger Rabbit. That might be our next destination. So let me say up front, when you arrive at Toontown, if your goal is to hit both these attractions, both Runaway Railway and Roger Rabbit, I think I would definitely recommend Roger Rabbit first. Runaway Railway is going to be more available more often than Roger Rabbit is. And I would say that once you're done with this little rope drop session, you can go ahead and do Runaway Railway next. It's posted at 35 minutes right now, which is more than I had hoped. I was hoping for something a little lighter than that. Have we already reached the too late point? Right now I'm hoping for something like the back of the queue at the saxophone player just before you get into that first dip room. That's what I'm hoping for, but I don't think we're gonna get that lucky. Okay, prop room is good. No, we did not get that lucky. We are not even, we're not even at Baby Herman. We gotta start the clock. 9:56, so we got that in at least before 10 a.m., which is when I end my rope drop sessions, getting their focus. So we're getting this clock started now.
The Toontown News.
Well, we've reached the dip room, actually in pretty decent time. It's posted 35, but we've only been in the queue for now 4 minutes. So it's moving okay, most likely because this is not a ride that people jump on with Lightning Lane right away. So we're getting a break there.
bust in.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Just gotta sit in the seat.
There you go. On our way, 1444.
Holy smokes, Roger! We've been there!
I'm in the wrong, I'm going the wrong way. Turn. There we go. Heck yeah, man. I'll take 14 and a half minutes at 10 a.m. for Roger Rabbit, especially where the back of that queue was, which was a little bit further back than I had hoped. And especially considering when I left, I did see there was some lightning lane action going on there. So that was pretty good. It's inspired me perhaps to maybe try a few more reps at Roger Rabbit and maybe see, maybe it's a little better. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. I thought that was going to be a sloggy type queue, but no, that went pretty well. Bringing you to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Next, we're not going to ride, but I just want to show you, it says 15 minutes. As a matter of fact, you know what, let's just go in. I want to check the queue. This is why you do Roger Rabbit first, though, because this attraction is so efficient at processing guests that you don't have to worry about. Minutes don't really count at Runaway Railway like they do at other attractions like Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, Rise, that kind of thing, even Roger Rabbit. You can hit this attraction at just about any time of day and you're going to find an affordable queue. But I feel like you should, while you're here, you're in Toontown, you might as well do it and knock it out while you're here. Instead of saying, we're going to come back later and do this, just go ahead and hit it now. It's posted at 15. This whole experience will probably take us, if we were to go all the way through, about 20 minutes, I think. And you've knocked out Toontown, or you could go hit, now's a good time actually, if you have a family, now's a good time to hit Gadgets. This is, because that's in a queue that can get up to 30, 45 minutes easy. We'll pause right here at the second prop room where it looks like the guests are still, oh no, there is the back of the queue. So the back of the queue is hitting that left turn before you go into the final prop room before the concession stand. So with the queue in that spot, I would say, yeah, you're looking at probably maybe 10 or 15 minutes to the screening room, another 5 after that to your vehicle. So yeah, you're looking at 20 minutes, probably plus 5 minutes on the ride. God, are we too late though for Gadgets? That says 30 minutes. And I'm seeing the back of the queue inside to the left of Chip there, which is a go situation for me. I think my go, no go point here is Chip. Anything inside of Chip is pretty much a go. But that's actually getting busy already. And it is, what is it, 10:21? That's about where you would find the back of the queue most times in the afternoon. So it looks like they've reached sort of their mean queue length. Okay, let's summarize. We got 4 attractions in. That's not a good result for a rope drop morning, in my opinion. You should be able to do 5 at least, possibly 6. We just did, on Tours Departed Daily, we did sort of a standard rotation. We did, what was it? Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, Haunted Mansion, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Big Thunder. I feel like it was maybe even 6, but we got at least those 5 in. And that was just, we were just kind of cruising through. But that's if you start with Space Mountain. We got the 4 in though. That's the takeaway from this. We just got 4 in because we chose Rise of the Resistance, which takes 30 minutes no matter what you, at best it's gonna take you 30 minutes to process that, and then you're on the wrong end of the park. Hi guys, you're at the wrong end of the park in terms of doing a what's next type scenario. So those are my takeaways. If you're gonna rope drop Rise, absolutely you gotta rope drop the rope drop. You need to be at the gate in the Esplanade by like 7:20. And I'm saying that for those guests who are coming in from the street. If you're getting dropped off, if you're staying in a harbor hotel, you can be at bag check at 7 a.m. They'll start letting you in there. But if you're taking Runaway Railway, if you're parking at Mickey and Friends, or Toy Story parking lot, it's hard to get here before 7:30. Oh, look at that. They, I just happened to notice this as I'm walking by. They took down almost all of, well, it looks like, yeah, they've taken down all the scrim and scaffolding around the mountain. So that's a good sign for those of you watching along with us on our construction reports. So if you can, try to get to the rope drop before 7:30 if you can, if it's possible. I know it's difficult, especially if you're parking here. I walk it in from Toy Story. That's how I got here at about 7:20. I walked it in from Toy Story. But yeah, that's the most ideal way that you can do rides. That's the, otherwise you're gonna wait. You know, probably it's gonna be 40 minutes by the time you get out of there, not 30. And with that, I guess I'm done, aren't I? Yeah, we're heading out. That's our rope drop. I hope you guys enjoyed. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked.